Hey, Shalom Markins, Vakam Akpasham, GMS London, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chachadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, pushing his truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video, and brothers posted this video in the chat, right? And straight away, this made me think about the Albert Pike plan between, the letter that was written between Albert Pike and Giuseppe Manzini, right? And I want to throw it out there, man. Do you still think this is BS, right? Because listen to what this man Trump is talking about right now, in the ways of defending the Christians all over the globe. Right now, he's on some Christian crusade to save Christians from the clutches of Islamists and all this stuff in all these different countries, right? So listen to this video, right, and tell me if you still think this is bullshit, right? Because when you look up this letter now, they don't know, they got no records of it, or what, no one has it, no one can confirm if it's real or not, right? They're trying to make it sound like it was just some conspiracy, thing going on, right? None of it can be confirmed or whatever the case may be. But you tell me if you still think it's bullshit, right? So let me play this video, and we'll get the letter and we'll get some scriptures, right?
The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over.
All over, right? All over. So now, like, Trump came in on an America First, policies or whatever. But now he's worried about what's going on in Nigeria. He's worried about what's going on in all the earth now. And now, they're going back from the whole world police thing, to going, it's gone from being the world police to going about being just about America to going being about the world being a world police again, like on steroids, in the name of protecting Christians, so-called white Christians. Because these men don't really give a fuck about, you Negroes, you Negro Christians. They don't give a damn about that. They're talking about good old white people. Man was complaining about, the things that are going down in South Africa. Or we got to protect the white farmers and this and that. You don't give a fuck, right? This is all about Edomite supremacy, man. And, using these excuses to go around the earth and basically subjugate, right?
We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world.
Around the world. The great Christian population around the world. It doesn't sound like very, America First. He neither keep at home, right? He ain't interested in that. He's gonna come after everybody.
This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
Right, so he's gonna stand
up. The
up.
United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria; it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. The United
Right, so that's his declaration, right? But like I said, that straight away when you think about, the plan that was being spoke about between Albert Pike and Giuseppe Manzini, all right. So here it is. You could pause it and read through it and whatever, but I'm just gonna get the point because I think I did a video on this a little while back, right? But I'm just trying to read these last 2 points here concerning the Second World War and the Third World War, right? Because Second World War is past, right? And we're living in the aftermath of that, heading into the Third World War. All right, so let me read this. Let me zoom up a bit. Right. It says the Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel and Palestine. Okay, which is what happened, right? Bear in mind this letter is dated, back in 1871, right? Way before it happened, right? So during the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would be then restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. Right? Christians have been neutered, man. You know, they've been, and you've heard it in the news and stuff like that. You know, that these Christians, they feel, you know, like they're being abused in a way, right? Because everybody's allowed to talk about, you know, Christianity, but no one's allowed to talk about, you know, Islam and this and that, and, you know, all these attacks and, you know, all these things that have been going on, right? Christians just seem to be put on the back burner, man. No one cares about the Christians. Christianity is dying, right? It's been restrained. This country's not really Christian anymore, you know, not really, right? It's just something that people say. Oh, we're a Christian country. Well, what's Christian about you? You got all these nationalists out here talking about Christian, you know, Christian country. But these men are not Christians. You know, it's dead, right? Anyway, so yeah, coming to the Third World War now. It says that the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences, right, caused by the agent tour of the Illuminati, between political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world, right? And that's been the focus, you know, ever since, you know, around about the time of 9/11. Right now, there's been a heavy emphasis on Islamists and you know, Islam as a religion, and, you know, again, it's being brought up again, you know, with all these supposed attacks and that kind of stuff, right? And Islam is coming in the crosshairs of a lot of the problems, right? To these you know, these white nationalists and Christians or whatever, right? And that's what Trump's you know, decreeing. He's declaring and open. He's the leader of the free world, right? He is the president of the United States, supposedly the most powerful man on the earth. Okay, in charge of the most powerful country, which we know, you know, he's you know, nothing but a puppet. Okay, doing the bidding of the elite, right? Which, you know, guys like Albert Pike, they're all agents of those elitists, you know, these Illuminati groups and stuff, man. You know, these head families, these head banking families, right? So it says the war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, so we've got the whole Israel-Palestine thing going on, right? We've got all these different things going on, right? And they're basically being fought by Zionists and Christians, right? And you know, Islam, right? That's been the focus. That's what's going on right now, right? So the war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other, right? Meanwhile, the other nations, right, once more divided on this issue, and that's what's been happening, you know, that's what's been created, division, right, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. I keep in mind economical, because you're about to get fucked on another level. These people around the world are about to get fucked because their government's about to destroy them on an economical level, or they have been destroying them on an economical level, right? So not only are they attacking all the other stuff, moral, spiritual, economic. Not economical is what's going to break you, right? Eventually, right, and have you sign up to the mark of the beast, right? But yeah, it says to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We will unleash the nihilists and the atheists, the logical thinkers, you know, all these wars always being fought over religion. You know, you hear that line, right? It's not even real. You might are just fighting over nothing. You know, you're just crazy idiots, extremists. You're just extremists, man, right? It's not even real. I mean, we're fighting all these wars over this religion, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, at that point, when people are so exhausted, man will be like, maybe they're right, you know? Like, nothing's happening. All we're doing is killing each other, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people will just, like, they'll just leave, you know, that way of thinking, you know, because it's just causing pain, right? And they'll adopt the new philosophy, you know, that Esau's been pushing, you know, that Luciferian order, right? So we will unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, this idea that we're all going to live fairly and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to have religion, block each other and make, create divides between one another. We're going to focus on democracy and all these different things, right? All these things that Esau has been trying to sell us this whole time, right? This is a part of the image of the beast, right? This is the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery and of the most bloody turmoil, right? Because that's what they're claiming all this religion basically leads to, right? We're if you're an atheist, they're most civilized because they're smarter. They're not being controlled by religion and outdated beliefs and all this kind of stuff where violence ensues and whatever, right? It says, then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, with those dietistic spirits, will from that moment be without compass or direction. Their quote unquote faith is going to be broken, destroyed, right? Without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light, right? Through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. That's what Esau's trying to push onto you, homie. Do as thou wilt. As long as you operate within the confines of my rules, okay, that he sets you, because we've got people really more focused on, people more concerned about, breaking Esau's laws than the Heavenly Father's laws. That's why these men don't care about adultery. That's why they don't care about eating pork and all these different other types of things. They don't care about the laws of the Heavenly Father. They just care about appeasing the laws of this world, right? So you're going to be given a new way of living, so to speak, but you're going to have the confines of Esau's law, which you've been used to. So it's not going to be like is this what you grew up on? It's not going to be like a whole different set of things, but you're just going to be more tightly managed now, right? You're allowed to do what he allows you to do, and basically what he allows you to do is just basically his wickedness, right? As long as you don't, affect his order, you can do wickedness, So yeah, we'll receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view, right? Because you've already been practicing it to some degree, but Esau's going to take it to the next level in his new world order. Right? This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Right? So Esau is just bringing about strife, ultimately, right, to bring in his new world order. Okay? And this is what Trump's essentially declaring, man. He's declaring that war on the Islamists, as he's spoken about here in the Third World War. So do you still think it's bullshit? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Like you might look at this, letter and say, oh, it's unverifiable and all this kind of stuff, man. But don't be ignorant to it, because if you look out into the world, is this not what's happening? Is this not what's happened and it's happening? Like, come on, don't be ignorant. You have to have an open mind. Like this could be at least, right? This could be a possibility, because what's going on is basically what's being laid out here, right? It doesn't matter if you can't find a verifiable source, because he does scrub work, man. He scrubs shit off, hides things, destroys things. Just because you can't find it, don't mean it didn't exist. It might not exist now. The evidence might not exist now, but someone's recorded it, and they'll just say, oh well, someone just wrote that. Anyone could have written it. And then that's what Esau does, because there's like an original source, because he scrubbed it, he destroyed it, or he's hidden it. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist or didn't exist, right? So you have to contemplate the information in it. Does it sound right? Does it sound like that's what's happening? If the answer is yes, man, then there's a good chance that this thing is real, right? Because it's happening, right? So we're privy to these. We understand and believe in the things that we're witnessing, man, which confirms, the existence of such letters. Psalm chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right? These Illuminatis and these head families, right? These head elite families, they're part of secret councils, right? Making these plots and these letters, between Albert Pike and Man City. That's all part of that, man. The schemes, the plans, right? The secret councils, right? So hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Right? Because he'll just deny everything and you want to believe him. And so you don't actually believe anything that's going on, even though it's happening. Oh, we can't confirm that. It's just a conspiracy. Sure. We could believe that if you want, man. You could believe it until you get chipped. Oh, they weren't going to chip us. That was a conspiracy. Yeah, but you're getting chipped now, though, isn't it? So it's all right. You can be ignorant and be in denial. Well, when it happens, what's there to say? Oh, I should have listened to you. Maybe that was real. Yeah, well, duh. We've been trying to tell you this. Beginning with Elders and Apostles, we've been trying to tell you this. But you trust in the devil. That's your fault. Okay, we've learned not to trust in the devil. That's what Scripture teaches us. Right? It says, verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, but with the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Right? This plan is deep, man. These schemes, these plans that they got is deep. Right? Going back generations, man, trying to achieve this thing. Right? The man laid out 3 world wars. 2 we've already had, and the third one's on its way. Right? Let me grab that. It's Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second world is past, and behold, the third world cometh quickly. Right? The second world was gone. Right? And the third world cometh quickly. Esau had been doing nothing but taking peace from the earth, man. Right? Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And they went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And this is what we're reading in the letter. Nothing but plans of war and destruction. Right? And he's been given the power. Trump is out there, he's got given a certain amount of power to declare things in the earth that he's going to do. Right? And it's just nothing, it's nothing but war, ultimately. He redubbed the Ministry of Defense to the Department of War, or whatever. The Ministry of War. Right? So they're in that mindset, man. And that's what they do with their power. They just take peace from the earth. All to fulfill their agendas, man, that are not privy to the public. Right? But there are things out there that you can find, like these, this letter, that kind of indicates what their intentions are. Showing you they're not about people, they're not about the human race. You ain't here to do righteousness. You ain't here to help Christians. Trump, we're gonna save our good Christian brothers, and they don't give a fuck about them, man. They're all gonna perish. So that they should take peace from the earth, and they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, right? He still got the power of the nukes and all those other, weapons, man. He still got the power right now. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 15. So unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure, right? So you don't want to believe it, that's fine. You can't be convinced otherwise, isn't it? Okay, you won't actually understand until you're sitting in the shipping booth when at a concentration camp or something. You're wondering why, and even then you'll be trying to make excuses. Just coincidence, or it's for the best, because there's no food, and these Islam people they are dangerous. So I understand. We have to go to war against them because they'll take over the planet, and you have these fucking idiots that make all these fucking excuses to justify what this devil is doing to you, man. And you're the fool at the end of the day. You're the fool for believing in it. Okay, this is all part of the plan, right? Esau is orchestrating all these, unfavorable events that are taking place on the earth. Only at the will of the Heavenly Father, right? Because the Most High is bringing this world to its knees, right? And those will destroy all these nations, right? So he can establish the kingdom of heaven here upon earth, right? So we know what the plans are, but these people just want to remain ignorant. They don't want to believe in these conspiracies. They don't want to believe in the scriptures because it sounds spooky. How can a book prophesy? That's thousands of years old. How can it prophesy the future? These men never existed. We never see them. You just got all these things that, all these excuses that you make to yourselves to make you feel like, you're living in a different world, right? But it's not the true world that, that you're living in. Yeah, you're hiding from the true world. Can't accept the things that are, So again, unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. Right? And just one more, I'll close out with Job chapter 5. Pardon me. Yeah, I'm skipping verse 12, right? It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, right? So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, right? So these plans that, Esau laid out and that he's, on the path to completing, the Most High is not going to allow them to complete it, right? Because I said, this all leads to the mark of the beast, and Esau's going to get a whole bunch of people chipped, right? But he's not going to get the elect. He's not going to be able to chip the elect, right? Which is basically the spanner in his work, right? Yahawashi is going to return with the angels, man, and that's even bigger spanner in his works, right? He can't achieve what he sets out to achieve, because the Lord, the Most High, would definitely send the Lord and the angels to save his elect, and when they're sent, it's game over for you, man. Yahawashi turns up with the angels, it's over. Your dreams, your ambitions are all over, man. And let's say all these grand schemes you got ain't gonna mean shit. You're not gonna achieve what you seek to do. You're only gonna get so far with it. So again, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the fraud is carried headlong. Right? So the Most High, he hasn't sanctioned it basically to be completed. Right? He sanctioned it to go so far because the Most High wants you to do this wickedness so the Lord could destroy you in public. Right? But it's all according to plan. Right? So like I mentioned, man, I'll play that again.
The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
Right? So, he's declared war. He's declared war on the whole world, but basically all these Islam places, whatever, he's declared war on them. That's the new war front. Before it was the war on terror, the war on drugs, and now it's the war on Islam or Christianity, or whatever you want to coin it. Esau just bringing more war into the earth, man, so that people are going to become exhausted by this conflict, by all this conflict, all this division. And that's why the whole world is going to be in turmoil. Everything's happening, going to be happening globally, But with that, I'm going to say shalom. All been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. Until next time, I say shalom.